Has released an economic recovery plan that calls for $550 billion in new spending. And just last month, the U.S. Conference of Mayors sent a whole list of shovel-ready projects to Congress, hoping to get a piece of the stimulus pie. Well, a lot of folks think it might be more helpful to get rid of wasteful spending rather than adding to it. The National Taxpayers Union and Citizens Against Government Waste came up with a long list of axe-ready projects that would save billions of dollars. And with a sampling of some of those projects is Andrew Moylan. He is Government Affairs Manager at the National Taxpayers Union. Great to see you, Andrew. Let's talk number 5 first. We just talked about the UN, which frankly I think could be axed from our budget entirely. But foreign aid to wealthy countries?
Absolutely. We spend millions and millions of dollars every year sending aid to countries that are not impoverished by any means, like Northern Ireland and Cyprus and places like that. We could save $2 billion over the next few years just by eliminating that aid.
Let's do that tomorrow. Number 4, sugar subsidies. This is infuriating.
This one is near and dear to my heart. We pay roughly twice the world price for sugar because of the policies of our government, because of that meddling. And some of that is involved with subsidies. We spend $800 million, we're going to, over the next couple of years on subsidies. And if we could eliminate that, we would not only lower our tax bills, but we'd likely lower our prices.
So we'd help consumers and taxpayers if we got rid of sugar subsidies. Number 3, historic whaling and trading partners. What the heck is that?
Yeah, this one takes a little explaining. There's a program that's going to spend $45 million over the next few years educating native populations in Alaska and Hawaii about the whaling trade. And I think it's safe to say, given the economic times that we're in right now, that that's not the kind of national priority that we should be spending tens of millions of taxpayer dollars on.
And number 2, now some people like NASA, but the Mars Initiative?
Well, this is big money here. We're talking about $11.5 billion over the next few years to launch this Mars initiative, which, of course, in between that involves a moon initiative because we're going to have to be launching people from there. This is huge money. Space exploration, to say the least, is not cheap, and we ought to be conserving taxpayer resources and spending them on things that are much more important.
And number 1, something called the Market Access Program. What is that?
The Market Access Program, another one that's near and dear to my heart, spends millions of dollars to some of the largest and most profitable corporations in this country to allow them to advertise their food products overseas. So companies like McDonald's and Sunkist and Campbell's Soup are raking in millions of taxpayer dollars so that they can advertise Big Macs and chicken noodle soup in foreign countries.
And finally, to all of this, Andrew, I would add TARP, which could save us $350 billion. We've already spent $350, but we shouldn't spend a penny more, particularly since we're spending good money going after bad. But we have to leave it at that. Andrew Moylan, great to see you. Thank you very much for coming in.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. And on